What's up? Sorry for the technical
Hello.
difficulties, guys. LinkedIn and Restream didn't like each other today. So,
First part problems.
sorry. Yeah, we'll get over it. Hi, guys. Welcome to Crank Up the Leadership. I'm Sam.
And I'm Jeremiah.
And Brooke is also here with us. She's behind the scenes on our LinkedIn business page, Crank Up the Leadership. Hi, Brooke. Each month, we will be bringing Rockin conversations with tangible takeaways for you guys to use after each session of Crank Up Your Leadership. Okay, so we have a surprise for you guys. For all you PM nerds out there, and I say that with love because I love.
I'm a PM nerd.
Yeah, Jeremiah, you want to share our news?
Here's a cool thing. Everybody who's with us right now, when you watch the show, you get one PDU. Very simple math, right? 1 hour, one PDU. And here's the really cool thing. You do the tools, you also get PDUs, and you can submit that you did these exercises and the time it took to PMI for PDUs. How incredible is that? Now, the kicker is if you stick with us throughout the year, you can get up to 36 PDUs.
36 PDUs?
36. How cool is that? You got to show up, you got to do a little work, and you get some professional development units. How cool is that?
That's freaking exciting.
I
didn't think that we were going to have like that much value, but here we are bringing value. Beth's excited. Yes, Beth, you do. We'll have all of the information. We'll make a page on the Crank Up the Leadership, excuse me, LinkedIn page. We'll have it on Jeremiah's Facebook page, all that kind of good stuff. But yes, we are officially okay to do PDUs for PMI. So we're super excited. So just some quick housekeeping stuff. We are streaming live. We are on LinkedIn on my profile, Facebook on Jeremiah's profile, and we are also on YouTube at our Crank Up the Leadership page.
Hey, I just seen Dan.
Yeah, Dad's here. Hi, Dad. My mom's here. My brother Christian's here. Yeah, Orlando. The whole family came.
Walt's here. This is great.
Yeah, we've got Orlando, Trev, Christian, Beth's here. We've got a whole bunch of people. Yeah, freaking rock, guys.
Let's do this.
So obviously you guys are all saying hi. We know where you're tuning in from. We've got Facebook, we've got LinkedIn, we've got YouTube. So it's working, Jay. It's working.
Let's do this. Let's bring it.
Okay.
Exciting.
We're here. Got all like sidetracked and excited about all of this fantastic epicness going on in our chat right now. Love you too, Mom. So these events are live streamed so that we can interact with you guys in real time. We want to be able to have conversations and engage. And Jeremiah might bring on a whiteboard. If you guys are not available for the live shows, don't worry. You guys can always go back, replay it at a later date. We know that sometimes LinkedIn can get glitchy. Can't do anything about it. But that's also why we created our YouTube page. So right there along the bottom, you'll see our YouTube page. It's Crank Up the Leadership. Yeah. So Brooke, if you don't mind, if you could just drop that YouTube link into the chat, just in case LinkedIn gets all glitchy and LinkedIn-y. All right. So now that that's out of the way, how about some introductions? Jeremiah, how about you kick us off?
All right, everyone. So there's a lot of you on here who do know me, and for those who don't know me, my name is Jeremiah Hammond, and I am a self-proclaimed project management nerd. Just a little. I believe PMs are one of the many leaders right, of the future. And we are in a project revolution. And so one of my sole purposes is to help people find their inner leader, right? And the cool thing is that I'm not here to, I love project management, but I'm also here to help other people, all people. So that's why me and Sam joined together. It's because we wanted to help everyone find the vision in the fog. We wanted to help everyone find the light in the dark. And we want to also help you find your strength in your weaknesses. Okay. We're calling you to action. Sam and I are here right now calling you to action. We want you to truly take control of your life so you can stand taller, scream louder, and soar farther. Okay. So my name's Jeremiah. I'm here to help you crank up your leadership.
Let's do this. I'm Samantha Sierra. I go by Sam. I have been a leader in a few different industries for the past 15 years. I am not a project manager. I'm more in operations and processes and that kind of stuff. But I have had some really incredible mentors over my career, and they have imparted a lot of wisdom and given me a lot of lessons. And I want to share that with you guys because I don't want to hog it. If I hog it, then, how does that help anybody? I also believe that the responsibility of a leader is to their team just as much as the organization that they work for. And the point of this whole crank up the leadership thing is really to show the difference between being a leader and being a boss, because we all know that there's a huge difference, and leadership has become a buzzword, and we want to take away the buzz and crank it up, give you guys some leveling. So our hope is to share our experiences, our knowledge, provide you guys with the most value that we can. So what do you think, Jeremiah? What is our first topic for crank up the leadership? What are we going to touch on first?
Okay, so what we're going to tackle right now is we're going to tackle mindset. And why did we pick mindset to be the very first topic for crank up the leadership? Well, 2023 is here, and a lot of us have set goals, right? And we're going to put, we had goals from last year, so we're going to put that in the rearview mirror, and we're focusing on the forward on this year. So a lot of you have either set goals and you're either really doing well at them, and right now you're with us to say, what can I do next? I need a boost. I've kicked off this year. It's punching me in the face. I'm ready to punch back. What can we do? Or, right? Or you started your goals, they're not working out, and you're like, something's wrong. So our goal today is to help you get clarity. And clarity starts in the mind, right? You cannot wait for clarity. I want you all to remember this. We don't wait for clarity. We create clarity. Yeah. And so the only way that we're going to do that right now is if we work on our mindset. So we're going to be deliberate in creating our clarity. And we're going to spend a lot of time this 1 hour giving you the tools and tactics that you need to kick this off and or continue on that journey that you're already on.
Fantastic. So, I freaking love this. I'm there, Jeremiah. What level are you at?
Oh, I'm at 21 going to 22. I'm actually going to 20. I've been at 20. I've been just like this all day. Just getting stuff done. I'm excited to deliver this. So there's one thing I want to tell everybody really quick. Get in the chat and talk with us. And I see a lot of you over here right now are doing this, but this is interactive. This is for all of us. So make sure you put your answers in the chat. Okay.
Yeah.
So who's all ready? Who's ready for this?
Too. Hi,
who's
Coco.
ready?
Yeah. Are you guys ready?
Are we ready?
What? So,
yes. Brooke's ready. Level 21.
Brooke's always ready.
I'm going. Here we go. So let's kick this off. You ready, Sam?
Yeah.
All right.
Answers in the chat, guys.
Here we go. I want to ask everybody a question. What are some of the things that cause you all to stop before you start? Right? I mean, and I want you to think about this. It stops you before you even start. It puts the brakes on and you don't even take action. Put that in the chat right now.
Come on, guys. What makes you stop? What makes you say, I can't do this or I can't do that? Or what makes you look at a hurdle and just stop?
Analysis paralysis. Yep.
Oh, that's a good one. That
Yep.
is a good one. I've gotten
I
analysis
live that
paralysis a
every
couple
day,
times.
just so you know. That is my life. Unknown, unclear
Ooh,
objectives.
these are good. Ooh, I like Trevor's. Unlearning something I already learned.
Yep.
Can't past
Past failure.
failures, mental exhaustion. I don't want to go to jail.
Too many things to tackle at once.
Ooh, too many things on your plate.
Yeah.
That's good.
Here's so here's an interesting thing. So statistically, and if you go and you look at all the experts and everybody, they'll tell you fear.
Fear.
Fear will stop you before you even start. But here's an interesting thing. It's not really fear that stops you. It's your relationship with fear.
A relationship
It,
with fear.
yeah.
Ex-
It's
explain, please.
it's how you view certain obstacles. Think about this. You either fight, you flight, or you freeze, right? And in certain situations, something pops up and your amygdala gets hijacked and you stop, and you're gonna stop, you're gonna start, or you're gonna fight your way to the door. And this is something that's innate and it's built inside of us. And think about
Yeah.
things like this. People, we're all like in project management or business, a lot of us have, fear of meetings. You get called to a meeting, it's unknown, you're not prepared. What do? You're going to fight, flight, or freeze. You have the fear of failure, the fear of not being good enough, right? You get up there and you're not prepared, and all these things are coming in. And it's not the fact that you have fear, because fear is something that's innate in all of us. It's how you relate to it, what your relationship is with fear. Another big one that you see that a lot of us deal with is imposter syndrome and the fear of success.
Yeah. That's my big fear. Well, it was my big fear. When I was a teen, I kind of went through some trauma. Had somebody gaslight me into thinking that I was not worthy and that I didn't have value, that I really just wasn't good enough. And I genuinely took their words. It became my thoughts. I heard their voice and telling me all of these things constantly running through my brain. And I believed them. And I believed them enough to not even want to try, because why even try if I'm just going to fail, if I'm not good enough anyway, right? So my entire mindset was based off of others' beliefs. And it wasn't until I started to believe in myself and believe in my own words and my own thoughts that I really started to change.
That is so powerful. So, you have being stuck, you have doubt, Kelly, you've got doubt. And what Sam just said right there is that's so important. The power of self-belief, the power of your beliefs, right? Fear causes limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
Beliefs are our key drivers. And if we have the power, and if we believe in ourselves, we can overcome everything. And an interesting story here, Sam, is that growing up, my family and where I come from a small town of like 100 people, and did not have literally no stoplights, a couple stop signs, 100 people, maybe less. And I did not have my family expected me to be dead by the time I was 21 years old, period. And so this is their belief, and so I was kind of like the outcast, and
Black
I
sheep.
started living like their beliefs, right? Their beliefs are now built in. And so I was self-destructive because I was living up to their expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I woke up and I was like, I have a purpose and I have a calling, and I knew this. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, I was like, why am I living up to their expectations? This is not who I'm. There's something calling me. There's something telling me I have to be bigger, better, and badder. What am I doing? And all I had to do, and it takes work. This isn't something like you just go, power of self-belief. There,
No.
done. It takes time, but you have to first look inward. You can only control you. And I had to stop and I had to look in and I had to ask myself, how can I? And this is so important. Literally, how can I? And this was what I had to do. Anytime I had an obstacle, I had to ask myself this. And that became this mantra that I lived by. Well, actually, really became don't stop or you will die. In my opinion, I had such a fear of going back that I felt that if I stopped, I was going to live up to their expectations. So I pushed forward, always asking myself, how can I? A really cool thing about that is you have to understand the me, the how can I, before you can actually help the we, the bigger picture. And
Absolutely.
once I learned that, it changed my life. So the power of self-belief is the biggest thing that you can work on right now. When we talk about emotional intelligence, it's how you can understand yourself at the deepest level so you can connect with others at the deepest level. It's
Yeah.
powerful, Sam.
Yeah, you can't inspire unless you're inspired. And a leader's
True.
job is to inspire.
It's true.
Roar.
Yeah, you can't. It's a fact.
Yeah.
And everybody think about that. Like, think about this. How many times do you walk into a room with your managers or your bosses or whatever you deem them, and they're like this? And it's like, okay, let's get the TPS reports out, everybody. You ready here? Here's the thing, okay? You're going to be like, right. It doesn't work.
Let's wrap this up. Come on.
Yeah. But what if you have somebody walks in and they want to help you be better. They come in there and they're inspired. Like, look, we got a lot of good stuff we have to do today. It's going to be hard. It's going to suck, but we're going to suck at it together. Who's ready to do this? It's a different mindset. Oh, did I say mindset?
Oh, mindset.
That's because it is. And look at that. So that's right there. Something everybody, I want you to take with you. Write that down. This is a distinction. You can't inspire if you are not inspired. No. Remember that.
You can't.
So
for me, the mind is primary, and it's how we attach into it. It starts in you start your day. From the moment that you get up in the morning, set your intentions for the day. What do you want to do? How are you going to rock it? How is your day going to be? Because if you start out your day on a negative mindset, you're going to end your day in a negative mindset. So,
or worse.
Yeah. Every day. Well, actually, I'm going to tell you guys a little story. My mentor, one of my mentors, I was at work and I was getting, beat down, and I really just needed to leave everything at the door. I've got house stuff going on, work stuff, and rent, and cars, and kids, and school, and all these things. And your mind can get all crazy and chaotic, and you can feel like overwhelmed. So going to work, and they can't see this. That's my personal stuff. And the moment I walk the door, personal stuff gets left there. So I would go and I would, okay. I got this. And I would walk to the door every day. Well, my mentor caught me during my little morning routine one day. And he didn't tell me. He didn't want to make it all like uncomfortable, like, oh, I was doing your thing in the morning. But he had moved on. I had moved on. And he had a situation where another one of his leaders felt super overwhelmed, and she was showing it. She was overwhelmed. The team was overwhelmed. Everyone was off of this anxiety, high stress all the time. So I need you to be like Sam. Sam, what are you talking about? I caught her in the morning. She comes in the door, she stops, she takes a breath, she collects herself. She literally says, "You got this," and walks through the door like a Disney freaking princess with a smile on her face. And that is it. And that's what I do. I just come in because my team deserves that. My team deserves that happy, bubbly, energetic person that they know that they can come to be inspired, to feel creative, and that I'm going to have their back. What about you, Jeremiah? How do you start your day?
That's a great question. So, I work in a pretty high stress, high volume atmosphere. And our team, we have to be type A, ready to go personalities from the minute we walk in the door, because it doesn't stop. And yeah, Sam does equal the Disney freaking princess. And anyway, so when we go in and we have to, you have to we create our own energy, period. So when I get up, I set my intentions, and I'm all about that. Who am I going to be? How am I going to interact in this world? And then I get after it. And one of the number one things I do on my way to work as I'm going there, I'm not the person in the car who's driving down the road, sitting there like it's Monday. I got to do my thing. I literally have my tunes on. It might be Pantera, it might be Metallica, it could be Sia, it could be whatever I want. And I've got to in there. I do my vocal warm-ups and I give it. Yeah, I give it everything I have driving down the road. You'll see me at the stoplight. I'm jamming. And so when I walk into work, people are like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "Hey, how you guys doing? What's going on? What are we doing today? We got to get it going." And I am turned on, ready to go. And my whole goal is to maintain that as much as I possibly can throughout the day. And I do that by setting my intention the minute I wake up, and on my way to work, I fire it up.
Cranked up.
You have to.
Level
And
21.
We do that. We create our own energy. It's not, we don't, as people, we can choose. And that goes back to mindset. And Sam said this, if you want negative, you're going to get negative. You want positive, you're going to get positive. You want energy, you create your own energy, period. It's true. You can't. Google it.
What about you guys in the audience? What are some ways that you guys set your intentions and your mindsets? So I shared a story of how I used to do it and how like my mentor did it, but I still do the same thing. I still ask people. I still woosah and breathe, ground myself, all that kind of stuff. But then right now, I just start my day off. Anytime that anybody asks me, how's your day going? Or how are you? Fantastic. It doesn't matter, whatever is going on in the background, whatever, I'm fantastic. I start every day fantastic. They might not always end fantastic, but I start them fantastic. And I'm going to go with my hot cocoa and my pickles in my hot cocoa analogy. It's my favorite. So imagine you have like a nice warm cup of hot cocoa on a nice winter night, and it's all warm and fuzzy and like cozy, and you just want to snuggle up with it. That's positivity, right? That's my positive mindset. Negativity for me feels like I have that nice warm cup of hot cocoa and somebody comes and just dumps pickles in it with like all the extra juice, just all of it. So I try to prevent pickles in my hot cocoa. I will cover it. I will like move it out of the way and not let anything go in. Extra marshmallows. Yeah. For the
get your pickles away from my hot cocoa.
Yeah. So
get them.
No negativity over here, guys. Coco, do the right thing. People how they want to be treated. Absolutely.
Mickey, negativity does drain you. And the more that you think about that, if that focus, the more, it creates stress inside of you, and inflammation and stress will slow you down. And it takes hours. I seen a post. Beth posted about batteries, right? Like you have to recharge before your battery goes dead. Negativity will suck the life out of you, and it takes twice as long to recharge. If you're feeling that, you need to stop and recharge. You have to, because it will take over.
Protect it.
Yeah, don't put the pickles in the hot. Ooh, bitter beer face.
Adam is on the No Boring Training on his YouTube. Practice positivity in small ways. That is the key, because it's, a lot of people think that, you have to do these big grandiose things in order to accomplish things, but just taking small steps every day, incremental growth. That's how, you turn around before you know it, your whole mindset has changed.
Well, think about this. You've been taking small incremental growth steps your whole life to get where you're at right now. That is the game of life. It's all about inches, right? Every inch, every day we are literally crawling inches and inches to grow. We're doing it every day.
My dad tells time, you have to crawl before you can walk, you can run, sprint. So That's
Well, so
how we do it.
So here's an interesting thing, right? So we've told you that, you know, basically that you can create your own energy. And we've talked about different tactics on how that you need to set your intentions for the day and that we need to get clear, right? And we're here to talk about leadership. And really, it's not that we're like, hey, leadership is this, hey, leadership is a title. You know, it's not. We truly believe that leadership is a lifestyle. And that's what really cool about me and Sam is when we got together and started talking about this, we realized we had so many similarities in the way that we thought and we viewed leadership. And we were talking in the background with LinkedIn, you wonderful community. We love you guys, everybody. You're incredible, just so you know. And we started talking about how can we add value and really, you know, demystify the leader. And how can you give people tools and tactics, true things that they can take with them in order to be able to be the leader their team needs. And I'm telling you, that's it. Like they say, be the leader that you always wanted. Well, that's cool. I can be the leader that I want, and that might not be the leader that you need. And that's one of my biggest focuses that I'm working on right now today. And I've had a great conversation over the weekend with a lot of you wonderful folks about this.
That was
being
an incredible
the leader,
conversation.
Yeah, being the leader that your team needs. But sometimes your team doesn't need you to just pull them and manage them and pull them over. Sometimes you have to be the follower. So sometimes you have to manage, right? Like you have to help manage certain things.
Yeah.
We're leaders, we're managers, and we're followers. And we have to figure out which hat that we need to wear. And that's all of us. It doesn't matter if you're a CEO, if you're a vice president, if you're the program manager, project manager, floor sweeper, anything that you're at on the organizational chart, you are a leader, a manager, or a follower of your actions. And this is a very big distinction that we want everybody to understand as we're moving forward. As the mind is primary and leadership is a lifestyle. It's a way that you live your life and characteristics that you adopt and incorporate into everything that you do.
Ooh, lead by example. Absolutely. That is really what it's all about. You lead by example. Just be a good human.
It's like, be a good human.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to. And it's funny that you mentioned followers. So sometimes Kristen said, get good. That's what Devin tells me all the time.
Good. You got problems? Good.
You mentioned being a follower as a leader. And I think that, you know, obviously people hear followers when they're talking about leaders and you're like, wait, how can a leader be a follower? But I think that this is where leaders need to understand that sometimes they don't have all the answers. They just don't.
Right.
And they don't need to necessarily have all the answers. Their job is to figure out how to find the answers. They need to utilize their resource, team members, executives, additional stakeholders. Do research, learn, read, watch videos, you know, call vendors, talk to software specialists, whatever you need to do to find the answer, find it, right?
This is an important distinction, Sam, for project managers too. I just wanted to state here.
Yeah.
You, as a project manager, you don't have to know everything. You just need to know how to find the answer. And a lot of us come with this project management that we're the know all, be all, do all, make all the decisions. And a lot of the time we are literally taking all the ingredients and putting it in and baking a cake. And we have to know where to buy all those ingredients to make that cake. It's very important that everybody in PM, really in anywhere, understands that our job is to be able to get the answers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, when you have a problem, there's 3 solutions, right? You can either ignore it and hope that it goes away.
Yeah.
Just as a side note, it won't. 2, you could be like my dad and you could just make up an answer. You guys read the newsletter. You guys heard why short people are hairy. We're not going to get into that though. And then 3 is that you just ask the question for whoever is going to know the answer for you. And then that's how you solve the problem. You act on the answer that you receive, right?
Absolutely.
So
Here's a quick distinction with that as well. When we're talking, and I want to just bring this back to project management really quick for a second. I'm going to do that, Sam. You know that we talked about. I'm like half in the project management, half out. I'll make this quick. When you're talking to, and I want everybody, when you're talking to CEOs and you're talking in at different levels of the org chart as a project manager, it's one, don't ever ignore it. Eat the biggest frog right now. If it's a problem, go after it with everything you have. Number two, don't ever make up an answer. If you do, holy macaroni, oh wow, it's going to be a problem. Come with the facts, right? Understand what your challenge is. What are the actions you're going to take and the results that are going to go? And what is the schedule impact you have? You have to do that immediately, if not sooner. And then if you don't know, find the answers. Go out and Walt mentioned this, SMEs. Find your SMEs, your subject matter experts, to help you get the result you're looking for. And you have to do it rapid fire fast, because time is money in project management, right? And so, and the longer you wait, the more you're stressed. So just really understand, do not ignore it. Never ignore it. Go after it. I had to put that out there, Sam. Sorry.
No, hey, this is where they earn their PDUs, right?
Yeah, take that to the bank. Cash in.
Yeah, so following, being a follower, not having all the answers, finding your what is it called? SMEs?
Yep, subject matter expert. And Walt threw that in there, and I love a SME. I love a good SME.
SME, hey?
Like a SME. Not a Schmeagle.
But no Schmeagles, just SMEs.
This means.
But at the end of the day, just be a good human. Know that you're not perfect. You don't have to be. There's nobody that is. So yeah, just be a good human. But I think we're going to touch on that in another episode, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go a little deeper into the humanistic part of this, and I think that should be one of our next ones. And it's really about the communication part, because when you start talking about really going into the human, like how do we actually be really caring in our work environment, that's really deep, because the mindset's first, and the next piece to that would be, how do we now take all the stuff that we have, and then we go in and we can look at everybody around us. So I think that we should table that and go into one of our next episodes, Sam, and really give people that massive value on how they can lead their team and understand and appreciate them.
Totally. So let's table that. What about this tool that we are working on? We've got like a pyramid for stuff. What do you want to
ready?
call it? Are we whiteboarding, Jeremiah?
Well, first, really quick, we've got a set of tools for y'all. Okay. And if you look over here, let's see, Sam, you can probably pull it over. I shared one really quick. Can you pull that over? Boom. Okay. Right here, this is a tool that everybody can download, and there's more to it, but this is just the first little piece of it. And what this is going to do, and I'm going to draw this for you. I'm going to whiteboard this session and give you a little bit more background, but you can go in and download these, and they're going to tell you what the PDUs for. They're going to tell you what you can, if it's a power skill, right? Leadership. And you can go in and submit these to PMI, tell them, universal leadership. But these tools are going to be able to, what you can use to extract information to help you set your intentions and really reset your mind, so that you can start incorporating some of these tactics that we have been talking about today. And what have we been talking about? One, the mind is primary, right? Everybody agree? We said the mind is primary. Two, we create our own energy, right? We do that. Three, absolutely do not let pickles get in your hot cocoa.
Cover it.
Just stay away from it. But so what we want to do here is we want to come into a couple tools. And one of the things we haven't talked about, we said at the start, we said fear is what's going to stop us before we start, right? So your mind, it's a limiting beliefs, right? We have different limiting beliefs of what we do. The ultimate goal of what we're trying to get to is when we talk about fixed and growth mindset. Has everybody heard of that? Yeah. Ultimately, we want to get to creativity. We want to get over to a creative mindset. We want to get to innovation, right? Motivation, collaboration. This is where we're going to walk you through a cool tool that we've created that shows you the foundation on how to go from how to look at your positive and negative mindset, look at your fixed and growth mindset, and how do we get to our creative mind so we can open up ourselves and do more that we're meant to do, which is what are humans? I mean, we talk about humans, right? What are we meant to do? Create. So I'm gonna, did you say get good?
I said get good.
So I'm gonna pull up a little whiteboard here, Sam. I'm gonna share this really quick.
Okay.
See if this works. I'm gonna draw for you all, and then we're gonna take you down a little. We're gonna show you a little bit of a tool, and this is something you can take away. And another thing, when we're doing these shows, I want everybody to make sure that you're coming to the show and being present, because we're giving you incredible nuggets from boots on the ground, from not just things that we've done. We know a lot of great leaders in the industry, and we're helping leverage that and bring that to you to really add more value to maximize this. Okay. So stay focused, take as many notes as you can. Brooke's over here putting, key tips in the chat for y'all. And then you got these tools. They're going to help solidify everything we've talked about. All right. Do I have everybody's agreement? Put it in the chat. Give us a big heck yeah.
Heck yeah. So what are we whiteboarding? We're gonna kind of work on this tool that we're gonna provide to you guys live with you guys, because why not, right? This is what we're here for. We're here to interact. We're here to engage. So I am gonna pull this up, and Jeremiah is going to. I'm gonna shut this.
We're gonna rock it.
Overlay. Yeah, I'm gonna shut this off. Actually, I think I can keep this on. Jeremiah, can you? Nah, I'll take it off so we can see really good. So Jeremiah can't see the screen. Well, he can't see the chats. But don't worry. I'm still going to let him know if you guys talk bad about him. No, I won't. It's
okay. Hey. All right.
So yeah, Jeremiah, start us off with our mindset pyramid. Build it out for us.
Right. We're going to do two tools here, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start. Everybody know laughing at my drawing. All right, we're going to build this out. And so really what you have is all of your mindsets. You're going to have your negative mindset. You have a positive mindset. And this is your base. This is how you set your intention for the day. All right. And then you're going to have a fixed, I'm going to make a cool distinction here really quick. And then Sam's going to rock this, and your growth. And then right here, that is our creative mindset, the top of our pyramid, everybody. Now
that's where we want to get.
This is the goal, top of the mountain. And if any of you ever everybody read the book Mindset?
No.
Carol Dweck. It's an incredible book. Now we're taking this to a different level. We're incorporating a lot of awesome stuff here, but here's what you need to know. All of us have these mindsets, right? We're all in this frame of mind at one point or another. And it's either going to be, you can have negative or you can have positive. And on the spectrum of the day, you can swing back and forth. Okay. From your negative and positive mindset. Now, one of the things that we really want to show everybody here. Okay. So I can't see anything. I can just see that I'm drawing. As we have our name.
Great, Jeremiah.
And what happens is that throughout the day, you're toggling back and forth between negative and positive, right? And this right here is important distinction for everybody to know, is that you can have a fixed mindset and be in a positive frame of mind. You can have a growth mindset and be in a negative state of mind. It's how you, the emotions that you primarily live throughout the day that matters. Okay.
Yep.
And what we mean by that is that each one of us, each day, we're going to start down here at the base. We all have what we call emotional fuel. And this is the fuel that drives us no matter what you do. And it's going to be over here and over here. All right. And so this fuel, and I want you guys to be interactive with this. And Sam, you can help me out here, is when we over here, I want everybody in the chat to understand that throughout your day, you are either going to be in a negative or a positive, and that emotion is so important that you understand. So my question to everybody in the chat, and I can't see him, so Sam, you're going to have to help me here.
I got your back.
What emotions do you primarily feel today? The last week. Let's say in the last week. Everybody just throw this in the chat. Your primary emotion that you feel in the last week.
And please be honest, guys. Ooh, frustration. Go ahead and put that on the negative.
I'm going to put a checkbox. That's one.
That's one for the negative.
Yep.
Come on, guys. What else do we have? Ooh, stress. It's another negative.
Okay.
Another stress. Ooh, hopeful. Positive. Positive.
Okay.
Come on, guys. We need some
Keep
more.
going.
We need some more. Excited, joy, worry, inspired,
Okay.
disappointed. Aw, love. Excitement. Did we say I said worry? Yeah, I said worry already. Come on, guys. What other primary feelings did you guys have? Satisfaction, motivation. Beth, the question was for this week, where were you emotionally? Was it more negative? Was it more positive? So yeah, what was your emotions? Anger. So overall, I think that we have had a pretty positive week.
Yeah.
That's kind of awesome. We've got a positive team. So that's a great foundation for us to be able to build as leaders, right? Because most of the time, our team is in the positive side. Whirlwindified. I don't know what side to put that on.
Whirlwind could be good. Whirlwindified, is that what you said?
Whirlwindified. you know, Beth making up her words again.
Yeah, this is cool. This is really cool because now that you have positive, it's so you can do this tool on your own, and this will be something that you can download. But the cool thing is you can understand where you live emotionally, and it's an interesting thing. I'm going to use Brooke as an example. Is that okay? You okay with that? Brooke, when Brooke and I did this exercise, she found out that she was frustrated. Her primary emotion was frustrated. So how do you think that she was living her day? When she'd get up and set her intention, she was kind of frustrated.
Yeah.
Right. So what our tools will do, and I know that we kind of started late, so I'm just gonna give a quick little, and then we're gonna move on to up the ladder here. But what happened is that Brooke felt a little frustrated, and we had to work on how can she set a different intention and really go to the root of this and figure out how she can turn that sadness into gladness, and not in a bubbly kind of, I'm just gonna be happy, like really get to the root problem. That's what this tool will do for you. It'll help you identify where you live emotionally, and then it'll help you solidify what you can do to dig a little bit deeper to then be able to go and be able to toggle and recognize those negative intentions and then turn them into positive. But first, you at least just sit with them, identify, understand them, know them, become them, so that you can then reframe them to positive. And it takes work. It's not easy, but we're going to give you a cool tool that's going to help you with that.
Yeah. You can't see it on the screen, but Logan says your drawing is intense.
Thanks, Logan. Hey, Logan.
And John Connolly is here also.
Hey, John.
So
she quit her job. She did.
Fixed in
So Brooke quit her job. She did.
Fixed in the growth mindset. Did she?
Yeah.
Is that an air high five moment? That's awesome. So cool. We're running a little short on time. You want to go through fixed and growth?
Yeah, I'll jam it. All right. So fixed and growth mindset. Everybody, if you haven't read this book by Carol Dweck, read the book. It's called Fixed, but really it's pretty simple. Basically, we all have a little bit of a fixed mindset and we all have a little bit of a growth mindset, right? And a lot of us on LinkedIn, if we didn't have a growth mindset, do you think we'd be here right now? Maybe.
No.
It could be. But if primarily you had a fixed mindset, it means that your intellect, that you don't believe you can learn anymore. It just means that you are who you are, and that what you've got is what you've got. And so you're basically limiting yourself from going to that next level, because you have a limiting belief that says, this is who I am, and I'll never be anything more. A growth mindset views it different. It says, because fix says failure is the end all, and if I fail, you're scared of it, so you're trying to always get away from it. Where growth mindset views it as a way to learn. Okay.
Yep.
And so we have areas though in our life that's fixed, and these come back to values and beliefs. And this is deep, but again, we got tools that help you with this. It gets deep. Your beliefs might be that I believe this, and therefore this is what I'm going to do. And you might believe that, and so you're stuck there. And maybe that's good for you. Maybe it's spiritual. It's whatever you believe. Great. A growth mindset is like, hey, I can kind of do what I want. I believe that I can do anything if I put my mind to it. Mindset. And that's powerful.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you're naturally creative. It means you need to learn, that you're open-minded. So now you got to go do the work, right? You got to have some grit, perseverance, effort over time. You have to go back to work and learn. And this is the cool thing. You ready? We're trying to get to this power of creativity. And the way that we do that, this is where it's masterful. And this is project managers. Anybody out there, you can go learn all the tools and techniques and everything, but until you apply them and you put them to good work and you master them, it's hard to be creative with all that stuff. And so you have to, skills and abilities become a second nature. You put in all of that work, and then it opens up the door for innovation. You're not limited by the way that you view the world. Instead of being narrowed, you broaden your perspective. And that is the whole goal of opening up your mindset. So you got your three tiers, right? Negative and positive, fixed and growth, to creative mindset. And if you can master this, you're on your way.
And the creative mindset, right? When you think of creative, you think innovation, new, Elon Musk, Tesla, all of these amazing things. And it doesn't have to be that grand. You can do very small things. So an example of a creative mindset, right? A little over a year ago, our company went from dot matrix printers to laser printers. And we had two different types of printers in our office. And one of them, when they fed, it printed on one side of the paper. And apparently it only prints on one side of the paper. And the other one, it printed on the side of the paper. So when it fed through our carbon paper, when they wrote, it wasn't coming. Like we couldn't get it to go through. So the girls in the office are freaking out. They're like, oh my gosh, now we have an entire skid worth of carbon paper that we can't use because it's not going through and it's not going to work. And oh my God, the sky is falling, right? So I come out and I'm like, guys, flip the paper over and take the bottom piece and put it on top. So now my other copies, it went from white, pink, yellow to now white, yellow, pink. But it doesn't matter. Our whites, we use our whites because it's easier when we scan them to be able to, view in our system after the fact. But so now the customer just gets a different color piece of paper. They still get a piece of paper, and they get to, have their proof of delivery, their POD. So creativity doesn't mean you have to go out there and reinvent the wheel and create something new. Sometimes it's just flipping over that paper ream and putting the paper from the bottom to the top. That is a creative mindset.
So good, Sam.
It's simple. I wouldn't have had that if I wasn't thinking, I've got this, you're the great, like you can do whatever you put your mind to. If I was stuck in that, negative mind space, like a majority of the people were, they're like, we can't do this. This is blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, guys, we got this. Don't worry. We're good. Let's go. So, creativity, you don't have to go all out. Just think of outside of the box solutions.
We're not always trying to go to space. We're not always trying to go to the moon. You don't, it really, and the cool thing is those baby steps we were talking about earlier, do that with your own thinking. Honestly say to yourself, today I'm going to, when we set our intentions, today I'm going to be creative. That's it. I'm going to be creative. If we walk away with one thing, it's set your intention for the day, who you want to be and how you want to interact with other people. And today I'm going to be inspiring and creative. And that alone will change your mindset. And then we'll raise the room around you.
Absolutely. So I know we have a little bit of a late start. We want to be mindful of your guys' time. So we are going to end on time.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we will next time we'll come on a little earlier. Technical difficulties. We were trying to make sure that everything was working right, and hit live and didn't go live. So you guys have homework. First thing, we would like you to make sure to visit our LinkedIn business page, Crank Up the Leadership. The reason for that is because that is where all of our stuff is going to live. All of these tools and tips and tricks and all these kind of things, that's where it's going to live. They're not going to be shared on, well, we'll probably reshare them on our pages, but they're not going to live there. Smash that notification bell, especially you PM people, because when those tools drop, you want to be able to get the notifications that they have dropped. The tools, the updates, eventually our goal is to stream live from our business page, but we need some support. We need to reach 150 subscribers in order for us to be able to stream from the business page. So make sure you go over there, give it a follow, smash that bell so that we can get everything over to that page so that everything is nice and neat for you guys. Jeremiah, you want to remind them about their tools and the their PDUs. The first tool that we're dropping, the tool that we brought up for a second. How many PDUs do they earn if they do that? Do you know?
They're going to get one PDU. They get
just
one.
for doing that simple tool that we're creating.
Yep. It's going to take you an hour and you record it that you've done this, and this all goes back to leadership. Right.
Awesome.
So these are all, we're working on power skills here. We're working on the emotional intelligence, right? Right now, we'll touch on other things, but we're going to put a lot of focus this year into helping you get unstuck, getting your mind clear, and understanding how you can better communicate and help the people around you. Be the leader your people need.
Absolutely. So I think that's it for this month's episode of Crank Up the Leadership, where you guys, I know, where you guys hopefully got some rockin' lessons from some amped up leaders. So make sure to join us next month. We are going to be bringing you another value pack show. Stay tuned to be able to know exactly what we're going to be bringing and for those updates and tools and things like that. Rock on, Jeremiah.
Rock on, Sam. Rock on, everybody.